everyone, and welcome to the writers class. I lied. I'm gonna do And I Thought Ladies. It's a book festival. I don't think she's gonna tell us about how to write a chapter or a main character. That's what the writers class is for, I think. Why did I say I think? It's my podcast. I'm gonna go, I think. Woo! Talk about speaking with confidence. There we go. That's what I'm doing today. There's that writer self-deprecation as well. I'm Winona, and I remember to introduce myself. So high five to me with the little high five dance. That is not a high five dance. It's a narcissism dance because I feel like I'm great when I get it right. Like, what? Anyway, I don't even know if that characterizes as a narcissism dance because it was just that bad. I write books, y'all. Go figure. Out of all the things I could do, writing books on, a podcast that talks about writing. Wow, so original. And those books are And I Thought Divorce Was Bad, And I Thought Being Grown Up Was Easy, If Only I Were Me, A Memoir in Verse, Foreign Coffee, Widow's Web, and Widow's Debt. And that is 6 books. That are 6 audiobooks. So you can get those books wherever audiobooks are sold. And now you guys know that if you've been with me for a while, that there are 13 more of those bad boys. So if you would like to see the rest of the 19 books, you can go to www.andithoughladies.com. And I feel like I'm in a good mood today because some of my London plans actually worked out. And nah, I'm not going to tell you about my personal life. You almost thought I was, right? Ha ha ha. No. I'm in a good mood, so we're doing it like a car salesman. You can see everything you ladies are up to at www.andithoughladies.com. Oh, that felt fun. I need to do that more often. But you're not here to hear about me, which is such a shame because you're going to miss hearing about me. You're here to hear about our wonderful guests. Wonderful guests, would you like to introduce yourself?
I am Jennifer Johnsey. I am with the Knoxville Book Festival in Knoxville, Tennessee. And a couple things people should know about me. Do I start that yet, or do you ask me that? I'm sitting here thinking, gosh, I'm 52 years old. I have much to share. But the 3 main things, I guess, I am a mother of a 15-year-old son. I am an event planner and have been putting on events for about 20 years. And I am actually a producer for a news talk radio station.
I should start with the mother question because that's where you should start. But I heard producer, so therefore, what? How? That's an interesting job.
Yeah, I've actually been in radio for probably 25 years now, from soft rock to country and now to a news talk radio station, and as a producer. So I've been a host, but I like being the producer. I like making the host sound and look good. So, and I push the right buttons.
Okay, how would you give up being a host?
You know what? Honestly, I did it for a really, really long time, and I ran out of things to say. Sometimes it's hard to come up with the content that you're looking for. And I was a mom of a young son, and I think I just got burned out. But I left that and I opened a business, which was a brick and mortar, a birthday party and toy store. And that's a whole nother long story in itself. But left that and then went back to radio because I missed it, and I missed not having to work so hard for a paycheck. Does that make sense?
But you own a business. That is all you ever do is work hard for a paycheck.
Really. And then a lot of times you don't even get paid. So, that's just, that's
And I think the best part is that you're working hard for your paycheck.
Yeah, I know.
You're like, I'm
Everybody
just
else
going
is
to work
making
today so
money.
I could pay myself.
Yeah, someday. But the event business we've really enjoyed. It's hard work. It really is. But the ultimate, when you see the thing in action and people are smiling and they're making money and they're selling books or whatever product, it just gives me much joy.
So you were in the event space and the conference space? Okay.
No, not
Party space.
conference.
I heard the party space, birthday parties. I heard that.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
used
that
to be
was
in the event space and the party space too, like 200 to 500.
you did. Mine was very small, so like one birthday party at a time. Maybe you'd have 40 family members there with a child having their little
Ah,
birthday party. So, but we did a few other events, and I had been dabbling in events for a while, but nothing to the size of what I'm doing now.
okay. So she's hinted at the size of what you're doing now. And normally in this play, in this show, I don't do segues, but you hinted. So I'm taking it.
Okay.
What do you mean the size of what you're doing now? What are you doing now? See,
Well,
segue.
I'm assuming since we were talking about books, we're going to talk about the Knoxville Book Festival. And this is our first year. I've been wanting to do this for several years, myself and my business partners. It's just been sitting there under the surface, kind of. We've done a few other events, and those are rolling along fine. But this book thing, I've wanted to do for a really, really long time. And it just feels like the time is right. There was a strange shift in books and reading when we went from paper to digital. And then you have these, fancy e-readers, and you have audiobooks, and you have all these things. But the book, the real book, and it's just, there's just nothing like it. And it just feels like there's been this massive resurgence in people really wanting these books, and their art too. They're like pieces of art. You have the spines and the book part. It's like painted and has designs. You know what I mean?
Cover.
Yeah, and you
Cover
can put it
and the
either way.
embossing and sometimes you have the raised book cover. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, it's so neat. And then you put them on your bookshelf, and you can put it either way. It used to be you just had the spine showing, but now you can turn it around, and the pages have art on them too. It's just amazing. And it just feels like the time is right, and everybody's really excited here. And I'm really glad, because you can create an event and put it together, but that doesn't mean people want to like it or want to come. But people seem very excited, and that makes me happy. And hopefully they'll come and they'll have a good time.
I'm hoping so. That would be great. So what are some of the things that you were planning for this book festival?
So we definitely wanted to come out of the gate strong, because I know that as a reader myself, my time my time is so valuable. All of us, women especially, our time is so valuable. And we plan things very specifically, especially when you have a family. You have a specific amount of free time. And when you make a choice on where you want to spend that free time, it needs to be good. Because if it isn't, you'll never forgive it. You'll never forget it. You're like, okay, well, that was a waste of my time. Thanks. And you can't get that time back. So we really wanted this to be something special, not only for authors and readers, but maybe even some people that are just trying to figure out what's so exciting about it. Maybe they come in and they get excited too. So we'll have the author tables, we'll have lots of authors, but we'll also have some workshops and some classes for authors. And then we have a main stage where we'll have panels talking about a variety of different topics. We also wanted to make sure that we had some pretty spectacular authors. And so we invited, obviously with the first year event, we couldn't afford to do anything super, super huge, but I'm pretty excited about who we do have. Is it okay to go ahead and say that? Okay. All right. So we have Charlene Harris, who is the author of the Sookie Stackhouse series and others, many other series, but I connected with Charlene Harris over the Sookie Stackhouse series, which is what True Blood is based on. So that was very exciting. And then James Dashner, who wrote The Maze Runner. There's a movie, The Maze Runner. He wrote The Maze Runner and The Maze Cutter and several other books. He is also coming. So these are our two big best-selling authors that are coming to town that we are bringing in as our special guests. And then we have a few featured authors too.
That is amazing. I cannot wait to hear the panels on this. And I have a lot of book to movie questions I need to ask.
I'm sorry, you have a what?
I have a lot of book to movie questions I need to ask.
Oh, okay. Okay. Well, I'm
Well,
ready, I
I
think.
mean, you got bestseller. Like for your panels, I would love, you know, excuse me, I have a question for the panelists, sort of thing. I'm joking.
Well,
Um,
I hope people do ask them questions because what's that like? If you're sitting there, you're the one on the stage and nobody's listening.
well, that happens quite a bit.
Good.
Oh,
Okay.
so you said you and your partners got started. So like, did this idea was kind of simmering under the surface, but when did you decide like this is it? This is the year we're doing it?
That's the weirdest thing. And it's been that way with every event that we've launched. It's like something starts as an idea, and it just sits there. And it's like somehow intuitively, I guess you could say it was intuition, or maybe it's what I'm seeing around me that tells me it's the right time. So last year, we've been planning this for an entire year. So last year, I think we were just finally ready as far as getting our other two events established where we were really comfortable to give birth to a new event, because that in itself is a whole thing. It's a big investment. There's a lot of things on the line, and it's your mental health more than anything. And so I think we felt like we were doing well in our partnership and our experience to where we felt we could go ahead and launch this event. And then also the timing, of course, the excitement about books and reading that has sort of had this massive resurgence. We felt all of these things were lining up and it was time.
Definitely agree. I definitely agree. Now tell us where we can find out more information about the book festival, and more importantly, what are the dates?
Okay, so it's April 5th and 6th at the Knoxville Convention Center. And our website is knoxvillebookfestival.com. So we tried to keep it very simple.
I love that. KnoxvilleBookFestival.com. So just in
Yes.
case you were wondering where it was, it's in Knoxville. And what it is, it's a book festival.
How nice that we didn't have to explain what it was in the title.
Now you said that first of all, you were a mom. See, I circled all the way back around. I
Yeah.
eventually got there. How on earth do you do all of this and be a mom?
Well, I will tell you what, he's 15, so that's good. But I have been doing events his entire life. So, from a small scale to running the business, he was a little boy when I left my radio career and opened the business. But my business catered to children. So I was able to bring him to work with me, which, what a blessing that was. That was cool. And I would never change that for the world. But as he's gotten older and less dependent on me, I have been able to branch out just a little bit more. And now he's 15. So he's like, Mom, I don't need you. So I do have more time.
Oh, good. Oh, yeah. And then next year is what? Next year's driving. So you'll have a ton more time. And you can send him on errands.
That's what I was kind of thinking too. And he's got some muscle, so he can help us with the heavy lifting.
There you go. Now that's what I call being anyway, inventive. So I do have to ask because I'm curious and I love hearing exclusive stuff. Do we have plans for year two already in the works?
Yes, I tell you what, we have learned so much preparing for year one that we already started planning year two, because we were like, there's no way we can fit this in this year. There's no way we can do this year and do it right. And there's a lot that we need to watch and learn this first year and get feedback from people. That feedback is great. Sometimes it's not in a very friendly form. Sometimes it is, but I've gotten such a thick skin over the years. I know to listen under the surface. Say if somebody doesn't like it or somebody's not happy, I have learned to find the helpful part underneath that, and that took me a long time to get there. So we really need to kind of just sit back and observe what we've created, how it functions, how it runs, find the errors so that we can fix those. But underneath the surface of what's about to happen, yeah, there are plans for 2026. So very excited.
All right. I said before this whole thing started that I might be coming down in 2025, but 2026 sounds like a great year to visit.
I think that would be great. Let us get our first year out from under us, and then you can come see us or put us on your schedule for sure.
Oh, definitely. You were already on my schedule for this year, but like 2026 is sounding like a better year.
Well, and yeah, and we hope everybody will give us the good constructive feedback and let us know what they want to see more of, less of, that kind of thing. We're open to all suggestions.
In order for them to do that, you would have to show up. So my audience, please, let's show up so we can give her good, nice, constructive kisses. Please be kind. Don't make me look bad.
Or be constructive. Be constructive. That's the main thing. I think anytime somebody wants to give you some feedback, if they're in your face screaming, it's like, okay, just go. Just go,
Last question before I ask the question about the website again. Last
Okay.
question is, can you give us the top 3 things that someone that would come to the Knoxville Book Festival should look forward to like seeing or hearing?
I think that the panels and the workshops and even the crafts that we're offering will be fun. So let's say that first and foremost. So don't think you're just going to come and there's just going to be rows and rows of authors. There will be that, yes, but we'll have them separated into categories also. So we're going to have the romance and the spicy section because you got to have that. And then like the action adventure sci-fi, so we'll have the different rows, but then we also have vendors. So we have book themed vendors that are selling anything from bookmarks to coffee mugs that are book themed, so we'll have that. And then the panels and the workshops. I feel like that's a pretty good kind of what you're going to get. All right, it's not just a vendor show, it's not just an author show, it's a lot more than that.
I did lie.
Okay.
Sorry.
What'd you
This is
lie?
the question before I get to the last, the ultimate last question. Do you need any speakers for this year's event? Because all my authors love to be, all the authors out there listening would love to be a speaker. And if
Yeah.
so, how do we get in contact to apply?
I think that I'm still trying to fill a few panels. We I almost want to say, with us being close to 4 weeks away, it's possible. So they could email us events@knoxvillebookfestival.com and send it on. Who knows? Something might work out. But other than that, we would already be accepting speakers for 2026 because we are already taking notes and planning for those things. So maybe if this year doesn't work out, they'll come next year.
There we go. Look, y'all, 2026. Get your speaking proposals ready. Okay, now, because I finally told the truth, and that was the last question. Oh, where can we find out more information? Again, and what are the dates?
Okay, knoxvillebookfestival.com, and the dates are April 5th and 6th, and it's in downtown Knoxville, Tennessee, which is beautiful, at the Knoxville Convention Center.
Thank you so much for being here with us today. I thoroughly enjoyed about hearing about the Knoxville Book Festival. Although I feel like I'm gonna wait. No, I'm gonna come in 2025. I lied. I'm coming.
Well, you be sure and let me know. And you are delightful. And I'm going to go and listen to all of your podcasts from the past. So I've really enjoyed talking to you. You're a lot of fun.
That's a lot of podcasts there. I have 4 of them.
Well, I guess I better get busy.
You can find out. So I'm going to wrap it up for me over here. You can find out everything that your ladies are up to at www.andithoughladies.com. Take a moment when you go there and go down to the bottom of the page and see the 3 charities that we proudly support. We ask that you take a little moment out of your day and give them some support. It doesn't have to be money. It could be advice because sometimes they need help and get stuck in a little thing, or you could get your hands dirty and get in there and, do something, build an orphanage in Ethiopia, for crying out loud. One of those things. But we thank you in advance for doing that. Remember that wisdom is all around you if you're open to finding it and accepting it. So peace and love, you guys, from Winona and the Missing Jade. Oh, yeah. Thanks for listening.